Howdy, this is Mackenzie Franklin from SideGame LLC here in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Today we're going to be taking a look at how to organize Terraforming Mars Ares Expedition, the Terraforming Mars card game, by Jacob Frixelius, Nick Little, and Sydney Engelstein, published by Stronghold Games. Now this is the Kickstarter edition of the game. It also is going to include all upgraded components, fully sleeved, etc. So without further ado, let's take a look inside. So first off, we lift off the box lid here. And inside, you're going to see that we have the 4-player boards, as well as the quick start guide and rulebook, and then the main game board for all your global parameters. Next, you'll see that the box is actually sectioned into 2 left and right sections here. And right off the bat, I'm going to go ahead and recommend that you go ahead and keep all of the inserts in the box here. I think it does a great job separating all the components, keeping things nice and tight. So let's go ahead and take a look at the left side here. You're going to have these dividers that come in the game. Now, what you're going to do is you'll bend the top here, and that way they sit nicely on top here, and nothing is going to get damaged. It's also going to show you clearly which cards are which. So in this first section, you're going to put all your project cards, and then your phase cards grouped into the 5 phases. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then lastly, your corporation cards, which are all going to go into here. So that's all of the cards of the game, and they fit really nicely. Now, if you do have any leftover sleeves, my trick for you actually is to put them in this section here. When you put the box together, you can actually lift the cardboard out here, and you can slide your remaining sleeves inside this middle section. So if something does get damaged or if new promos come out, you'll have additional sleeves in this middle section. So I'll go ahead and show that to you in a second. The next thing you're going to see are these 2-player trays on the right here. So right off the bat, on this right side, you're going to have all of your metal cube components here. They do fit all nicely in here. 1s, 5s, and 10s. Super nice. And then in the second tray, you're going to have all of your tokens for your status. So you use the 2 clear tokens. These are in the plastic cube containers, so make sure you find those before you put those away. And then you have all your ocean tiles. You'll shuffle these beforehand. That way during the game when you're playing, instead of putting all the tiles here and flipping them, you'll just take the top from here and place it on the board. It'll help with kind of making sure that your board doesn't get knocked around. And then you have all your 5s for your plant tiles, as well as your 1s underneath these 5 phase tiles. So those will all fit nicely here. That way you can just go ahead and open up those 2 trays and you're ready to start the game. Next, we're going to have all of our player components here. You're going to toss that bag to the player based on the color they want to be. And then we have our player reference cards. Those are just going to go under these trays because eventually you're not going to need them because you're going to know the game well enough. So once again, these are double-sided. I'll leave links in the description below on what sleeves I use for these. They are standard tarot-sized cards, but they do not come with any of the sleeves for these in the Kickstarter edition either. So you will need to find these separately if you're trying to fully sleeve your game. And lastly, there's a silicone gel packet here. And really quick, that last thing I wanted to show you, if you go ahead and lift up these cardboard sides here, you can see underneath the additional sleeves if you do want to store them. So they'll kind of go in the middle here and right in the center there. So you'll just kind of keep them on the sides, use your finger to push them up so they don't fall, and only you will know they're there, which is pretty fantastic. Now let's go ahead and pack it up. So first off, we'll put those reference cards on the bottom here. We'll put our tokens and our resource cubes, all the player components in that empty slot, silicone gel packet in here for some freshness. We'll put our main game board in here, our rule book and our quick start guide, and then our 4-player boards. And that is organizing Terraforming Mars Ares Expedition. If you have any questions about what you saw here, please let me know down in the comments below. How do you organize your copy of Terraforming Mars Ares Expedition? Did you sleeve your copy? Did you go for those extra components? I'd love to hear what you think and what you did for your copy of the game. Thank you so much for watching SideGame Strong.